Wait, but you have to do the thing.
Oh, but we went so fast.
You put it in. Yeah. Oh. Wow, that was double fast.
We clicked so many times.
Well, you know what happens when you take a week off?
That's true. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thanks for finding the Geek Spot with us. As always, I feel like I'm a little quiet tonight, so let me fix that if I can. I think that might be better.
There you go.
Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Anybody joining? We have a couple people already saying hi. I'm Jack.
I'm not.
Frank.
What's up?
Football Sunday. We had a busy week.
Oof.
I had a kid getting inducted in the Music Honor Society Monday night, so that kind of jammed us up. Frank had all the hockey and some other fun stuff he had this week that he will mention to us. And you guys all had the chance to watch all sorts of stuff. So why don't we start it off with Frank? What did you get up to this week?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. The week started off with hockey games that were supposed to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I think it was. Or it was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's how it was supposed to be. And then Wednesday, there's a water leak in the basement, which is literally right to my left where the meter is that comes in the house that was leaking. And I didn't notice it until later in the day Wednesday. Ruined the rug where the desk is. The desk legs are a little shaky. So we had to call the water department because it's at their meter. Long story short, they didn't come out until Thursday at 2 a.m. So 2 a.m. going into Friday. So we had the water. Yeah, we had the water off, early. And then when we needed to use it, we turned it on, and it was off. And then, so, the rug was ruined. Then the guy came out 2 a.m., told me it was the meters, there's an issue with the meter, called a meter thing Friday morning. Awesome. He tightened the nut that was leaking, so it slowed it to a manageable drip. So we could keep the water on, and it wasn't going to be a problem. I had this whole podcast area torn apart. Friday, I made the appointment. Saturday morning at 8, the guy came out. It was an appointment between 8 and 12. Thankfully, the guy came out right at like 8. 2 washers was the entire issue. 2 washers on either end of where the meter screws into the pipe. He replaced them. It took him longer to recalibrate the meter with his iPad than it did for the work that he did. All free, thankfully, because it was all the city's fault. I got a new cheapy rug, reassembled the studio this afternoon while the Eagles were getting their asses kicked. And by the time I was done setting up all the desk and everything, the Eagles had pulled out a miraculous win. And I got to play Monday, Tuesday, and Friday hockey-wise. And then this morning.
The room, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're low.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's try that. How about
No. You're the lowest.
Love it.
This is like that eye doctor test. This way or this way? Still low.
Oh, why is that so low? Hold on. Oh, that's weird.
There you go.
Fix that. Okay, where we go. I don't know what was going on with that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. Now
that was my week. Now this week I got the same thing, but less. I have Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday I'm going to the Phillies game with some friends. Last stretch of the season. Last homestand.
Yeah, before Red October, right? Because Red October's coming up in no time here.
Well, they didn't play like it was Red October today. But yeah, hopefully they didn't peak in the last.
No,
week.
They definitely didn't peak. Here, I fixed my mic.
Yay!
They definitely didn't peak.
No. And then fantasy football. I'm just getting my rear end handed to me. I was undefeated. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second.
Oh, I bet some things changed around.
Some things definitely changed around.
I told you.
Let's take a quick step into the fantasy world. Jaden Daniels is my starting quarterback. He's injured. He plays for the Washington, whatever they're called now.
Commanders.
Okay? Yes. I had to start Michael Penix Jr., who it's a dynasty league. So this is a keeper work league. So I drafted for the future as well as for the now. Michael Penix got me 3.78 points.
The Falcons got destroyed.
The Falcons got destroyed. And I was really like, when I looked at it early this afternoon, I had like a 20% chance to win, and I was getting my butt handed to me. Now I have a 97% chance to win. He has a 3% because I have Zay Flowers tomorrow again, Jack, on a Monday night.
Yeah, look, the
And I'm
Ravens
down-
only play primetime games.
I'm down 92 to 87. I swapped out my defenses. So I have Tampa Bay and I have Seattle. And I figured Seattle's probably going to do better, right? Then when I looked at it, because Tampa Bay had the early game and they put up 22 points in my league. And I was like, oh, crap. Well, Seattle put up 24.
Nice.
And because Cleveland beat up on Green Bay, that gives it to, and I also have Jake Bates tomorrow. So I am absolutely going 3-0 for the first time in my league. I can strut around tomorrow happily.
Never been more proud of you.
I appreciate that. And that's our sports talk.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
What about you? You've had a lot of interesting stuff going on.
Have I? I don't know. I feel like I've been.
Well, you have the thing with with your son and.
Yeah, look, we had the Tri-M, which is music something. I don't know. There's a lot of letters in the acronym. It sounds like three M's. It's music honors. So he did that Monday night. That pushed us all around. We had
that's awesome.
Last Sunday was another. We had something last Sunday, didn't we? There was hockey or something caught on fire, or I was doing something, or there was football. I don't know.
Football. Anyway, is it football?
Yeah, there was something last Sunday. I was down
Baltimore
in
plays in prime time.
I might have been in Delaware last Sunday. I don't know.
That's what it was. You were in Delaware.
I don't know. Whichever. Anyway, so we had that. We had. I made it to. I no gigs this past week. It was my wife's birthday weekend, so I take off. The week before, I had some good gigs. Went to some football games, all the things. Went to the Union games Saturday, watched me get back on track, which was great. Took my daughter to that, and then went out and watched a high school band competition Saturday night.
Nice.
Everybody's dream. And then today just watch some football and whatnot. But tomorrow night we got more stuff going on, so we figured we'd hit you guys with the Sunday night. We missed. I watched the Emmys last Sunday. That's why we didn't go, because we were going to go because we were like, well. We were going to talk about the Emmys, and they're on, so we can't do that right this minute. So we will have some Emmys talking about coming up. If all of you regular listeners that joined this evening probably remember, we took some notes when we discussed the nominees for once. So we're actually going to make our own list tonight and go back through and talk a little bit about the Emmys from a week or two ago. Frank, did you get a chance to watch the Emmys?
I didn't even know the Emmys were on, dude.
Great. So
I totally forgot that the Emmys, and I was, and the Discord that I'm in with Dom, they were like, oh wow, the Emmys are on tonight. Like everybody forgot that the Emmys were on.
Why wouldn't you put the Emmys on the week after football starts? It's the best week to try and air something on a Sunday night. I feel like that's what makes total sense. Luckily, the game, I don't think anybody cared about the game last Sunday night. I don't even remember who played, but it's probably a New York team. I think it was New York, Kansas City, wasn't it? Or was that last Sunday afternoon? I don't know.
No, we played Kansas City, didn't we? Yeah.
Oh,
Eagles played Kansas City last.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, just a quick little side note. I was going to pick up a quarterback this week. I had designs on picking up Carson Wentz. I'm pretty pissed that I didn't, since Minnesota dropped 48 on the Bengals.
Yeah, but a lot of that was deep. A lot of that was ex-Eagle Isaiah Rodgers, who in the first half had believe he had a pick six, a fumble for a touchdown, and 2 forced fumbles.
That's okay though.
Yeah. So to the Emmys. So, we talk a little bit about TV. We even
Sometimes.
watched some of the stuff. I think I added some things to my list that I will want to watch going forward from the Emmys. So we'll run through some of these. So we had, at least the ones we had, our picks, and then maybe we'll talk about a couple other ones that apply to the show a little bit.
Okay.
So we had an outstanding drama series. Frank had picked The Pit. I had picked Severance. Frank with the win on the first one there.
Take that.
So hey, keep track of who has what here.
Hold on. I had a pen.
There we go. Just a little F and a little J and a little check mark.
You're gonna do that?
No, I'm not. You can.
Oh. All right. You talk. I'll look.
All right, great. So, or I'll just start another sheet. We can do that too. Anyway, so we have that. We had The Pit, well deserved. Beat out a lot of heavy hitters. They beat out Andor, Paradise, Severance, White Lotus, Slow Horses, which Slow Horses got a lot of love.
My pen.
So we had all here. Here's a pen.
Thank you.
Help? Does that help? No. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Frank, best drama went to Frank. Best comedy series. Shockingly, The Bear didn't win.
I didn't pick The Bear. I know that.
You picked Abbott Elementary.
That's
I
right.
picked The Studio. The Studio won.
Studio really won.
Yeah, Studio won a lot. For anybody that did watch, Nate Bargatze tried to do this gimmick where he was going to donate $100,000 to the Boys and Girls charity, but every second that people went over on their speech, it took money away.
Yeah.
And they rode that joke hard the entire show, and it really pissed off a lot of people that were receiving awards. Or they ignored it, but some of the ones that gave a shit about it were really annoyed by the end of it, where, like, I think Rogan said F you to Nate at some point because of it. But then at the end, he gave a bunch, like $250,000, and CBS gave money, and they got a lot of money.
Good. I did read some stuff online about some awful thing that they were trying to do to keep people from going.
That was that. So,
Yeah,
like I said, if you went under, he paid more money.
Oh,
But anyway, limited series Adolescence was what I picked. Frank picked The Penguin. Adolescence won. Adolescence won a lot of the limited series stuff. It was every episode was a single shot. The
Really?
boy that was yeah. Anybody that watched Boardwalk Empire, Al Capone was one of the creators. The guy that played Al Capone was one of the people of the show.
yeah, I liked him a lot.
Good luck, Dom, with leaving for the Giants and the Chiefs game.
You know, I really, really, really hope the Chiefs win, but at the same time, I kind of want the Giants to win because I hate the Chiefs that much.
Yeah,
so in
that's
this, I say go Giants.
And Charles didn't say hi to you earlier, but hey, Charles, we missed you when you were local 2 weeks ago over at Oaks, but glad to see you had a good time at RetroCon there. So, all right, so there's where we're at for limited series, right? We had Adolescence won there. Then we had Best Actor in a Drama. I had picked Adam Scott. I thought he was going to get recognized for Severance finally. Frank had picked Noah Wyle. Frank with the win on that one. So then we had Best... Dom's going to hold you
That's fair.
to the record for that. Go Giants there.
That's fair.
Actress in a Drama. We thought they were going to go Kathy Bates for Matlock. Both of us did. They did not. They went Britt Lauer from Severance.
Oh,
Well deserved.
okay.
She's fantastic on the show.
Okay.
And really dug into it.
She's like the redheadish one.
Yeah,
Red
she was
hair?
playing a character on the show who was impersonating another character on her other self for like half the season.
Gotcha.
So she had to play. She already plays the two characters, and she had to play the one pretending to be the other, and all the subtlety involved with that. She was brilliant. So well deserved there. Supporting actor. I went with Tremel Tillman. You went with James Marsden. Tremel won. Again, well deserved. He who we talked about last show just got cast in an unknown role so far in the next Spider-Man.
Oh,
Brand new day. So excited to see what he ends up doing there. Best Actress in a Drama Series. You picked The Pit because it's The Pit.
Mhm.
I picked Carrie Coon from White Lotus, who I still feel should have won. But The Pit took that one home, so that's another point for Frank there.
Frank racking up points on shows he's never going to watch.
Exactly. We did not get a chance to. So Best Actor in a Comedy Series. We did do this. So I went with Seth Rogen. You said Jason Segel for Shrinking.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen took that one home.
Yeah. The studio did a real run on
Most things the studio was up for, the studio won.
Yep.
In the comedy category,
I gotta
except
finish
for
that.
Outstanding Actress, which it was not up for, thankfully. You went Uzo Aduba for The Residents. I said Gene Smart from Hacks. We just started like 15 minutes ago, Pete. I went Gene Smart. Gene Smart won again for
That's
Hacks.
what, 3 in a row?
I believe it is 3 in a row. She will probably take one more home for next season, which is the last one of Hacks. Then we get Outstanding. We did not do Supporting Actor in Comedy Series, so we'll blow past that. Jeff Hiller won for Somebody Somewhere, which I'd never even heard of. It's an HBO show. And then Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, Hacks also went Hannah Einbinder, which the only reason I'll call out Hannah Einbinder is she gave a Go Birds during her speech, being from Philly, so appreciate that. Then Adolescence won Outstanding Actor for the Limited Series. That was Stephen Graham, who I said some of our show might remember from Venom: The Last Dance and Venom: Let There Be Carnage as the detective, and also as Al Capone.
Found my pen.
Great. And also as Al Capone on Boardwalk Empire, where he was great.
He was phenomenal.
And then related to a show that Frank did watch, Outstanding Actress in a Limited Series, Christy Milotti won for The Penguin.
Yeah.
So comics taking home a little bit of something there. Supporting Actor, Actress, and Adolescence won those for Limited Series. Guest Actor, you said that Giancarlo Esposito from The Boys, and I said Scott Glenn from White Lotus, and we were both wrong. It was Sean Haytosi from The Faculty.
Okay.
But he was on The Pit.
Right.
He just happened to be in The Faculty, and I love that movie. So that's where that was. Which somebody told me the other day who directed The Faculty.
Who's that?
Or I looked it up and realized who it was that directed The Faculty. It was Robert Rodriguez that directed that movie.
No shit.
Yeah, which makes more sense why I always thought that movie was incredible. That and the cast, but anyway.
Right.
Before I go down a rabbit hole on The Faculty. Then we had a standing guest actress. You went with Gwendolyn Christie from Severance, your favorite show.
Love her.
I went with Jane Alexander from Severance. We were both wrong. It was Merritt Weaver from Severance.
Oh, right show, wrong person.
Yeah, so she played Gretchen George, who her husband Dylan is married on the show, and his wife is getting to meet his innie.
Okay.
So she's falling in love with his innie while she's miserable with his outie at home that she's married to, but she's cheating on him with himself. It's a really weird.
Yeah, it sounds kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, and she played it great. So good for her. Outstanding guest actress in a comedy series, Julianne Nicholson, who we have from Paradise.
Yes.
She was this in Hacks, which, again, if you did not watch Hacks this last season, go watch her. She was Dance Mom, and she's amazing. And it was her first time really doing comedy and trying to dance and all of those things, and you would never know because she was absolutely brilliant.
Right.
Guest actor, we had Bryan Cranston win the studio. The Traitors somehow won Best Reality. We had Love on the Spectrum win Best Structure Reality, which is great. That show is fantastic. Jeopardy won Game Show. Alan Cumming won Host. Talk Show went to Stephen Colbert, which is fantastic. Good for him to finally win. This year also for that category, they had moved John Oliver out of Best Late Night because he'd been sitting there for the last few years in a talk series.
Yep.
And they realized it was not, so instead he will now just beat Saturday Night Live every year for scripted variety series, as he did. Arcane won Best Animated. Rebel Ridge, which I've talked about on the show, won Best Television Movie. Some of these were not during the ceremony. They were held on like another night where they just knocked through them. I think that's all the ones that kind of relate to the show. Andor did win a writing credit for Best Writing for a Drama Series. It doesn't say what episode, but I believe it was the one where Mon Mothma approaches the Senate and has to escape.
Yep.
Which was great. And I think that's all the things. Yeah, best directing, nothing really hits us. More adolescence, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. So that's where we sit. What was the final tally there from the ones that we actually placed bets on?
I literally just found my pen halfway through that. I believe I won, though.
Did you? Do you? Let's see.
I think.
All right, so hold on.
I will in a second.
Do you have your pen? You ready?
I do.
All right. Frank, I'm just going to say our name, and then you tally. Ready?
Yep.
Frank, Jack, Frank, Jack, Frank, Jack, and Jack.
Okay, you won 5-3.
Like I won.
You won 5-3.
All right. Well, so we'll start doing that for these awards things.
Yeah, I like that one. That way works better
to hit up our list for the week.
Yeah, that's fine. The list for the week next week is going to be great.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, and I watched a bunch of stuff.
You did, but before you talk about your stuff that you watched,
yeah,
we did lose a Philadelphia icon, an NHL icon today. Bernie Sanders passed away. Bernie Sanders.
Wow.
I apologize. Bernie Perrant passed away at age 80 today. I met Bernie once, more just a like group of people, casual handshake, no picture, nothing like, he's not going to pick me out of a lineup and say, hey, I know you. But Flyers Stanley Cup, back-to-back goalie, one of the best goalies in the NHL. And just a tremendous loss in the sporting community for the NHL. He was still, I mean, I didn't look into it. I don't know if he was sick, but anytime you see pictures of him anywhere, he's always got a big smile on his face. But yeah, we lost an absolute legend in sports today.
Definitely. I did not have much of a relationship with him at all. No cause of death was announced yet, but every time I knew anybody that met him or heard about him, he was always a stand-up guy and always a man of the people and kept his presence in Philadelphia very large, even all these years later.
Yeah. Do you want to do your watch stuff? You want to do the newsy stuff? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
We can. I mean, look, I have a crap load of Office to talk about.
Let me blow through the newsy stuff.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Hey, Matt. Charles, 2 weeks ago, he got to see Spaceballs in the theater at the Oaks Center Cinema. That sounds actually kind of cool.
Look, coming up, there's Dogmas in 40X.
I did see that
It's a debate.
Louis Pullman, Daphne Zuniga arrived for filming. Rick Moranis arrived for filming Spaceballs 2. I hope they can recapture the magic of it.
Look, I hope they do.
Oh, relax.
I hope they do pull off better than they did History of the World.
Yeah, that was not good. As far as newsy stuff goes, we get a delay in the filming of the Highlander movie. Henry Cavill injured his leg during training for Highlander. It looks like it's probably going to put it closer to 2028 than 2027.
Great.
Because we hadn't even started filming yet, and that's a shame.
I don't think it pushes it that much, though. It's getting pushed to January.
Yeah. They had announced more cast. I'm pulling that up real fast. Because I remember we were laughing a little bit about this. So Connor McLeod is going to be Henry Cavill. Sticking with tradition, Ramirez is not going to be anything close to a Ramirez, it will be Russell Crowe. The Kurgan will be Dave Bautista. Karen Gillian was cast as Heather, and Marissa Abella was cast as Brenda. They have, okay, I'm going to get the guy's name completely wrong, so I'm going to bow to you to say it. At the beginning of the first Guardians of the Galaxy, when he was doing his dance, the guy that shows up to take the ball away from him. You remember who?
Ronan?
Demon.
Oh, Jamon Hansu.
Thank you very much. And Jin Zhang are the cast announced. So we're going to have a little bit of a pause on that.
Look, Hansu, who is in like everything.
Yep.
And like has never gotten his awards for being like great in everything he is. I mean, he's in DC, he's in Marvel.
Yeah.
He's in all of these other franchises that pop up as all these great characters and he
just never gets acknowledged.
No, he never gets like as I mean, look, he always works, which is great. He was in the Venom The Last Dance even.
Yep.
He's in all the things. I think was he in The Last Dance? I think he was.
I found this that I think is just really funny because remember the TV show Golden Girls?
Yeah.
Remember how old they all looked on the show?
They weren't, Frank.
Yeah. So here's the ages of the characters in season 1 of the Golden Girls. Okay. This is just kind of blew my mind a little bit. Dorothy was 55.
Yep.
She did not look 55. She looked in her 60s.
But did she?
Yeah. Rose was 55. Rose, famously played by, oh my gosh, I just
Betty
had a
White.
name. Yeah, thanks. Blanche was the youngest of the 4. Well, not really. No, actually, yeah. Blanche was the youngest of the 4 at 53. Sophia was 79.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
On the show. Maybe.
Character age.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Character age.
I was gonna say because Sophia
Real
was
age,
not.
She was not. No. But that's crazy, right?
Yeah, Blanche was in her 40s when they started, and Sophia was, I think, the youngest one actually.
She was.
Yeah.
Betty White was actually 63.
Yeah.
B. Arthur was actually 63. Estelle Getty was 62. And
Rue McClanahan.
Rue McClanahan was 53.
Okay, so Rue McClanahan was the youngest.
Rue McClanahan, yeah. So that was kind of interesting. Top Gun, Maverick, and F1 director Joseph Kosinski is going to direct a movie for Universal Pictures that has been given the August 6th, 2027 release date. Miami Vice is coming back to the big screen.
Oh, God damn it.
Not only is Miami Vice coming back to the big screen, but it's coming back in the 80s.
Okay.
They're going to set this in the 80s.
I would rather have a Vice City game.
I would rather them
made into a movie.
Oh, well, you can't really because Tommy Vercetti no longer is with us. Well, you could.
You obviously have to recast it, right? But
but why? I mean, okay, so why? Like, I don't have a problem with them rebooting the movie since the last one was Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. But why would you set it in the 80s? I mean, if you do it right, maybe. But I better get a lot of Phil Collins. If I don't get some Phil Collins, I'm going to be a mad person.
You'll get Lily Collins.
No, that's not the same. That's not the same. We can't. No. I'm okay with it, but I don't, man. You know?
I don't have any interest in it.
I watched it. My dad loved that show. Oh,
I love the show.
My dad loved it. Let me see. Avengers Doomsday has officially wrapped filming after 5 months.
Sure.
Leak after leak after leak should start to kind of filter out.
Or not. I mean, look, usually we get leaks during filming.
Yeah. I mean, we got fake leaks, I guess.
Look,
right?
we got no leaks for Infinity War or Endgame, so I'm hoping that they the Russo brothers keep their track record of that.
I hope so. I really do. Um,
We got a Mario sequel
there's a Mario
announcement
sequel.
to
Yeah, I
to
didn't
the
go
new
back.
Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy.
I forgot. I didn't go back that far because I forgot how much we missed. I
Uh,
mean, we missed a lot.
they're written down in here.
Um, James Gunn, right? We're going to talk about Peacemaker in a little bit, closer to the end of the show,
Yeah.
right? There's so much stuff going back and forth about Batman. Now that Matt Reeves finally has a script out there, Zoe Kravitz exits as Catwoman. Will no longer play Catwoman. I don't even know if Catwoman.
I did not hear that.
Yep.
When did that happen?
That happened. What? A couple days ago?
Oh,
Not a couple days. Hang on. I'm gonna find out exactly when that happened.
yeah. I did not hear that one. That one slipped by me somehow.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems like it's a little bit of a rumor. This was back in August. But it looks like she's either been cut from it or she just left.
Okay.
So
I mean,
I'm not
look,
sure.
it's she's busy. She's doing other stuff. She
That's
seems
fine.
kind of flighty anyway.
Yeah, and and it does not look like Krista Milotti is in it either. But again,
Look, maybe they'll end up doing, because apparently there's talks about a Penguin season 2 now.
yeah, and
So
with the
maybe
end
you
win,
get-
it's probably going to gain some traction.
Maybe you get Milotti and Kravitz in that.
Maybe.
Maybe you rename season 2 Catwoman.
There you go.
And then you don't make him have to put on all the makeup all the time, and you can kind of isolate it out and that would be great. But I'm going to stop writing a better show than they'll probably give us.
So James Gunn's been talking about Batman. They constantly are asking him. That's the number. I think Batman and Wonder Woman are the two big things that he gets asked about a lot, right?
Yeah.
And he and Matt Reeves, and I think even at some point Peter Safran have all said that Robert Pattinson is Batman for Matt Reeves.
Right.
Robert Pattinson is not Batman in his DC universe. He is an Elseworlds Batman. They're telling their own story. It does not cross over.
Right.
I don't think Pattinson would make a good Batman in the universe that James Gunn is creating. I think Pattinson is a good Batman where he's at. That makes sense?
It does. So if James Gunn's gonna make it more of a classic, what you get in the comic books, and like the scene that everybody's seen on social media, I'm sure, of like
Right.
where they double date with Catwoman and Lois and Clark and Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
You need them similar builds, and different ages is fine, but similar looks and builds. And Robert Pattinson versus David Corenswet, he's going to look like a dwarf next to David Corenswet to begin
Right.
with, let alone anything else. So I don't think that you see him, and I think
that's the right
James
call.
Gunn will play as much into Bruce as he does Batman. Look, just bring back Affleck, because Affleck versus Corenswet, oh my God, they would be amazing, the two of them together.
So here's what James Gunn said. I'll skid through this pretty. James Gunn said, "Do I have ideas about actors to play Batman? Absolutely, I do. I have guys I like. I have guys that are at the top of the list, just like I had people that were at the top of the list for Superman. Let me tell you something. They aren't David Cornsweet, right? They didn't get the job. People can guess, and maybe they'll be right about certain things. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about specifically. It's totally up in the air. We'd have to screen test. We'd have to do the whole thing. It's unlikely that I'm going to hire someone that's like Sylvester Stallone as Batman, where we're just hiring him. It's unlikely that Batman's going to be one of those guys, but it's possible. I know one actor in particular who's a pretty big star that wants to be Batman. We've talked about it, but I'm not sure that's the case. Now, that was not Alan Ritchson, who did have a conversation with him, but will not be Batman. I think he has his eye on someone specific. And there was a rumor of what was the guy's name?
Sklenar?
Yeah,
He's
that's the
been
guy.
the big rumor.
That's the big
How about
rumor.
Tom Welling?
You know, that would be an interesting outside the box cast, right?
Be so good.
And he
Or let Stephen Amell finally be Batman instead of just pretending to
just make
be
him Green
Batman.
Arrow at this point. Okay.
No. He was Batman on Arrow, so let him be Batman.
He really was for all intents and purposes.
The Arrow we get, I bet you, will be closer to the comic books Arrow
Right.
from the couple different stretches where he's always been like, he's the super liberal, save the world, save the environment, screw big business, who was a businessman though, but always that kind of character, but also like comic relief. You know, which obviously, if any of you watched Arrow or listened to our early days of the show with our recaps of Arrow, not Stephen Amell's strong suit, the comic relief role.
No, he's too dry.
And not funny.
Well, no, not really. He had chuckle moments, but that's about it. So what we have coming up, as I wrap up the DC stuff here, what Superman sets up basically, as far as TV shows and movies, we have it. It sets up Man of Tomorrow, right? Which we're gonna get in what, 2 years now?
Yeah, it's quick. It's not even 2 years from now.
They're doing turnaround. They're doing Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which I think looks great. I love Millie Alcock, so I'm hoping that movie delivers.
I've read the comic, so I'm intrigued to see what they do. Because I don't think it's a comic for the masses. Like the story's not one that would translate to the masses without a shitload of backstory. So I'm itching to see what they do with it.
Lanterns, which I'm actually really looking forward to.
Yep.
And not just because Kyle Chandler is going to make me watch Friday Night Lights again soon.
Look, maybe Taylor Kish makes a guest appearance as Simon Barr or something, or Kyle Radner. He's a little old now to be Kyle Radner, but you never know.
He still has the Authority.
Or Kyle Rayner.
It's been set up.
He's having a hard time figuring out the Authority because the Authority is the boys,
right? And you can't do that really right now because you're literally about to wrap that up,
right? And they already used the engineer from the Authority, not as the engineer from the Authority though.
Okay.
Like she was basically, and should I forget her name now? But I think she was in Smallville. The character I'm trying to think of. There's Lex Luthor has like a cyborg assistant,
right? But
Mercy Graves.
That's it.
And would have been the engineer. Like I don't know why it was written as the engineer, other than trying to set up an Authority movie down the road instead of just having her be Mercy Graves.
I don't.
So we'll see if we ever get an Authority movie. I bet we don't. I don't think it's big enough money to do an Authority movie.
I don't. I still am. I'm not sure if we're going to get the Waller series that we were supposed to get.
That'll happen someday. I don't think they're in a rush for it though.
No, neither do I. We're supposed to be getting some. This will make you happy. Crypto the Superdog shorts.
God damn it.
Come on, we can do some shorts, and we have the Justice League down the line. This is all stuff that's supposed to be set up.
So right now, interestingly enough, right with this, so he said there's going to be Elseworlds, but it was everything's connected, but nothing's going to be connected, right? So there's 4 different timelines, universes right now that we have, right? So there's the Superman one, right? We have the My Adventures one,
right?
Because there's My Adventures with Superman. There's also My Adventures with Green Lantern coming out. That's being worked on with Jessica Cruz, I believe, is the Lantern in that. We have the Batman universe with Penguin and the Batman 2, right? Yep. And then we have Clayface seems to not be set in the Matt Reeves universe from shots we've gotten, but I don't know that it is the Clayface from Creature Commandos either. Right. So we might already have at least 4 different, and Harley Quinn's I think has another season coming out too. So 4 to 5. Yeah, but you can't really kill Clayface. Clayface just reforms because a piece of clay left, and then so there's already a lot going on in this universe.
Right. I get what you mean.
So I don't know what will and won't matter, and it's very easily dismissible if he doesn't connect things too much.
Yep. And we're gonna talk about a couple of things in Peacemaker in a few minutes, but I'm desperately excited for my favorite part of our show, and it's where are you in the office?
So I burned through a ton of episodes because I was I'm just trying to finish the damn show because I can't stand it. But I made it all the way up through. Let's see, where did I stopped myself just because I didn't want to finish the
Ooh.
show and skew my views of when I talk about it. Made it through Stairmageddon.
Okay. So
So
you made it
I'll
through Stairmageddon or
yeah
stopped at
through
Stairmageddon?
Stairmageddon. So let me. So
God, where did you?
we were back on vandalism.
Wait, where the hell's that?
Yeah, I told you I burned through a lot. So
Okay,
vandalism was
okay, I got it. I got
episode
it. The mural.
14, season 9.
Yeah, the mural.
Made it through episode 19, season
Oof.
9. So I burned through
Let's
quite
go.
a few.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Let's go. All right. So now I got to remember because it's been a minute because I watched these.
I can tell you what vandalism was about.
Yeah. So look, weird thing. Daryl's now taking all the sick days, right? And it's they tell you like it's not a comedy at this point, but
It is.
it's so not a comedy at this point.
Oh, it is.
Daryl brought Aaron in because he's taking cues from Jim and Pam to like not work at the office that he gets paid for still and go work for the startup that may or may not be making money yet. I can't tell.
But
He's using his sick days, so he doesn't need to bring Aaron in. They're just messing with Aaron,
right.
which is because they're dicks.
She's
Pam's,
having fun with it.
Pam's still doing the mural, her special project, and somebody spray painted butts all over it. She's super mad.
Big butts.
Yeah. Well, she's not a liar. It's fine. Angela must leave early for her kid's birthday party. Oscar was also invited to the birthday party because he's still getting with her husband after all of the drama that we had, and she just accepts it now, I guess.
The man with the horn-rimmed glasses.
Yeah, look, he was very charming on Heroes. Now, and Jim and Daryl are renting a place. This is the one where Jim's a slob.
Yep.
Not shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But it is actually completely against type, him being a slob from what they've shown of Jim for the last, 8 years.
You haven't seen Jim's house?
No, I don't think we did.
No, you've never seen really Jim at home. They stay away from putting them in their homes for the most part. So
yeah, but Jim seems pretty put together everywhere else, which makes it weird.
Sure. Actually, he wasn't a slob back in the first season when they had the party and didn't invite Michael, and they showed his apartment with his friend.
Yeah,
because he was a dick to Michael and didn't invite him.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
It seemed not slobbish.
No, I'm saying it wasn't slobbish back then.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy that would always be on top of that stuff because the little stuff would drive him. Anyway. And Pam's still hitting on the microphone guy. Got it. We hold a meeting upstairs where they start because she enrolls Dwight to help her figure out who it was that drew the butts. They claim Davis Wallace called the meeting. Just weird. And then Dwight and Nellie volunteer to help Pam to find out who's doing the butts. They interrogate Nate, poor kid, to find out who did it. They trick him into telling them. Then they interrogate him, the guy with Toby, and it doesn't go well. Daryl and Jim are still fighting over the cup at work.
So there's no gum?
Yeah. Kevin's blackmail. Yeah. My mom's not dying.
My mom's not dead? Oh, that's so horrible.
Look, I love the character. We know that I love the character.
Yes.
So, and then we get Kevin blackmailing Angela to go to the party because he's the only one that's still working in accounting if he doesn't get to go. That was funny. And now Pam wants to get revenge on the guy that was drawing the butts, which makes Dwight find her attractive.
Yep.
That's actually my remark in here. Just a big sigh. And we get Robert using Oscar at his event now as the token Latino guy there. Angela as the token woman there supporting the senator. Daryl and Jim, they're going to their apartment for lunch. It's supposed to be outside the city, right?
Yeah,
near Philly. Clearly the people that made the show have never been near Philly.
Yep.
To be oh, we'll just go out to Springfield for lunch.
Yeah. No, I'm aware of that part of it. Yes.
I was like,
That
okay.
part actually really bothered me.
Yeah. And then Dwight tries to draw Pam's mural on the guy's truck. Pam draws a big demon pooping instead on the side of the guy's truck, who then gets super mad about his truck. Frank goes to attack Pam, and the microphone boy stops him, her boyfriend, and then gets fired along with the Frank from the warehouse.
Now, do you know who played Frank from the warehouse?
No.
That was Brad William Hankey, who sadly passed away in 2022. Huge character actor. I mean, he was in so much stuff that I totally forgot when I saw him. Like when I watched.
Oh, I did know who he was. Sorry, I didn't recognize when he was on.
He did so much stuff, but yeah, he passed away in 2022. He was young too.
He was also a football player.
Yep, he was only 56.
Yeah.
Continue. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, he was in all sorts of things. Usually, I think he played a police officer in some movie that I liked very much.
Yeah.
Which now I got to look. It's going to drive me nuts. Anyway, I'll find that later. So we had that. Yeah, look. And Jim randomly, all of a sudden, realizes that he's a dick and decides to clean up, and him and Daryl are best friends.
Yeah.
And Kevin, on their way out of the door, calls out Robert for being a dick. That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, so that's that episode. There was actually funny moments in that one here and there. Then we get the couples discount with no cold open.
No, right in.
Yeah, Jim actually shows up for Valentine's Day in the office. Peter and Aaron are going out for Valentine's Day. Andy finally shows up.
2 men. It don't work.
Yeah.
That part was really funny. Like the part in the nail salon was actually kind of funny.
Oh, I didn't even get there yet. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, where they all, because everyone that works in the office is awful. But we find out that Dwight's been forging all of Andy's approvals. Kevin's been drinking Andy's milk for the last 3 months.
Yep. Chunky milk.
Yeah. Jim and Pam going to Valentine's Day with microphone guy.
Yep.
And supposedly...
Now they're suddenly been really good friends all this time.
Yeah, and we're like months later, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he and Pam have been hanging out the whole time.
Yep.
And for some reason, his wife decided to leave him. Huh. Wonder why. So, yeah, the whole office decides to play hooky that day and get manicures and pedicures. Shockingly, Jim and Pam were late to the lunch with the Mike guy because they ate too much chocolate because they're awful people and can't do anything on time. And then Andy shows back in, all Rasta styled up and doing the thing, and just walks like this. It's so poor. Like the writing for all this Andy shit this season is so bad.
They made Andy. They had a really good character in Andy, and then every time he went away to film a movie and come back, the character just kind of got a little bit worse.
Yeah, like everything about Andy this episode was awful.
Don't worry, it gets so much better for Andy.
I'm sure. So David Wallace had no idea he's been gone this whole stretch.
Right. The way he found out was kind of freaking awesome, though.
And he's mad that Jim and Pam have been at lunch for 2 hours, which it sounds normal for Jim and Pam.
Right.
I mean, Jim's, I don't know how they can afford it. Jim's already only working part-time there. And Brian rats out Pam for breaking down to him before the microphone guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy's like bizarrely totally on point when he walks back in the office, but also still super weird and goofy. Like
right.
Again, the character is just all over the place when he comes back. And then he loses the Jan account right away.
I mean, yeah.
Like, again, like he comes back in and is totally on point, and they've had him on point like all season, and they're like, oh, he's still a complete fuck up. Okay.
Yep.
Great. Makes zero sense.
Julio.
Yeah, and we get Jim.
All you had to do, Dwight.
Jim's mad at Pam. Yeah. Just the whole episode for me was insanely uncomfortable.
Now, was this the episode where Pam throws the best zinger back at Andy? Right? As Pam's going out to do something, and Andy asks where she's going. Was that this episode?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But Aaron finally breaks up with Andy. Andy's trying to make the office give him all the info from while he was out of the office. Jim and Pam go home to fight. Aaron makes out with Pete and then rats out Andy while she's while she's in the office.
Yeah.
And Wallace overhears.
Well, what about Kathy Ireland in the topless ad for the greeting cards?
I know.
Whatever.
All the stuff. Like I said, just the whole thing. I was just, This is when I realized, I'm like, oh, this show is on its race to the finish line.
It was,
and like that's how they write every episode, right? Because now we have the moving on part 1 and part 2. Where Wallace shows up to the office, grills Andy, but Andy's like completely back to being an idiot.
Yep.
And not understanding anything.
How about the wig he had on at one point?
Oh, and the one before, yeah.
The big bouffant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awful.
Yeah, where he combed his hair.
Yeah. So bad.
But like Wallace is like, I'm not gonna fire you. It's like, what? But then he starts quoting Bon Jovi, "I'll be there for you." Yeah, it's almost like, okay. To Wallace, like it's like I said, just all over the place with the writing for Andy in these couple episodes. Then he starts bawling when he greets Erin when she comes in. And then Pam's interviewing in Philly with the real estate company, so we get the Bob Odenkirk stuff.
So Jon Favreau directed that episode, right?
That tracks then.
Bob Odenkirk was supposed to play Michael Scott.
Oh,
he originally was supposed to play him.
He would have been so much better.
That's why they gave him this episode to show like that would have been Michael Scott.
Here's where we went wrong 9 seasons ago.
Steve Carell did a good job.
Yeah, but Odenkirk's, I love everything about Odenkirk.
I like throwing in little facts.
Yeah, and then Pam, Dwight, and Angela all randomly leave the office in the middle of the day and call Andy like while they're on their way out of the office.
That's right. That's when Pam leaves and Andy goes, "Where are you going?" And she goes, "Not on a 3-month boat trip," and walks out, which is a great line.
Yeah,
it's a great line.
Clark offers Pete $100 to wear a sweater that Aaron told Andy that she got rid of Andy's. That was good. Like, look, I like what they're doing with Clark because he's just like the dick that like tries to start stuff at this point.
That would have been me, and I would have had the 100. I would have pulled up the phone to Venmo. I'd be like, "I'll Venmo."
But it took him 16 episodes this season to figure out how to make the character funny.
Yes,
just wild. And then Dwight had this weird sub thing for these 2 episodes with Angela taking him to clean up his Aunt Shirley, who's drunk and really weird. The stuff they start doing with Dwight for the next couple episodes.
Well, there's a reason. So
I'm sure we'll get there.
I'll tell you real fast what the reason is there was supposed to be a spinoff.
Yeah, no, I know about the farm.
Right. And it never happened. And even Rainn Wilson just said they probably lost $1 billion not doing that.
He just said that in the news last week because I saw that.
Literally just.
Yeah, because I unfortunately I've had to look up The Office for the last 6 months. So we get and then Andy takes Aaron's phone, sees that somebody named Pete, because again Andy's an idiot and doesn't know who Pete is.
Right.
Even though he signs paychecks, but he hadn't signed paychecks for months, so weird. I don't know.
Calls him plop.
Yeah. Then he fires Pete, and then Toby tells him he's not allowed.
Right.
And it's like it's the same thing as when you tried to fire Nelly. Knock it off.
Right.
And then we have Odenkirk and Pam. Pam's like, "This is Michael Scott." I'm like, "Yeah." So I don't know why she wouldn't go work there. But like the weird part in there, the guy playing Roger in that office, is a brilliant actor.
Oh, really?
He has like a 3-second cameo. He's in one of my favorite episodes of all time that I've talked about all the time from 6 Feet Under.
Oh.
He plays the serial killer that kidnaps, or not serial killer, but the kidnapper of Michael C. Hall's character on that show. And it's one of the most disturbing episodes. The guy's brilliant. And in everything he's brilliant. And he's like, walk past his desk and he says hi. It's crazy. And then Andy loses it on everybody for not having his back with Aaron. And we get Bob Odenkirk doing weird impressions of Bob Dylan and it definitely went off the rails with that. And then we finally get new opening credits with actually season 9 stuff for the moving on part 2. Back to Dwight and Angela hosing down Aunt Shirley. Still fucking weird. Nellie's telling Toby to do something about the Strangler case since now they're a couple. Pam gets offered a job, and it's basically a receptionist job. So I don't know what she thought she was going to do as an office manager. He's like...
Not be the receptionist and answer phones.
Sure. And then, so her resume says she's been with Dunder Mifflin for 8 years, by the way,
Right.
when they showed her resume. Then she says she spent 10 years as Michael Scott's receptionist. And the show's been on for 9 years. So she's just shitty at math and a liar on her resume. So continues being a horrible person. Pam does. And then we get the Andy hiring Pete's ex, and then hiring Gabe back.
More people from Hot Tub Time Machine, by the way.
Yeah, again, not funny. Just like super awkward.
It was, I think the whole thing was supposed to be awkward, and they dialed up Gabe's creepiness to like 15 in that episode.
Yeah.
Like he was weird before, but that episode they just were like, screw it, we're never going to have him on again. Let's dial it all the way up to like really creepy.
Super weird.
Yeah,
meanwhile, we're doing that. Toby goes to talk to the Strangler and gets strangled. And Angela and Dwight thing keeps getting weirder and weirder, and then they make out. Jim has a nice dinner set up to celebrate Pam getting the job. Then awful Pam, as my notes here say, then awful Pam lies to him because she's a liar and she's awful, and tells him she didn't get the job instead of saying that she just doesn't want to move to Philly and leave her camera guy. So here's my notes verbatim for that. Then awful Pam tells him she didn't get the job and lies because she's awful. But then says she doesn't know if she wants to move to Philly. Hopefully they break up. Because he'd be better off. Then Andy sets up a meeting with Aaron, Pete, and the exes. Again, weird. And then we get the weird video that Oscar's doing ab blasting at the end. I was like, this should have been the cold open for the episode. It was really weird that they put that to the end. Other than we get the zing at the end with the documentary ad. But like, I felt like that should have been the cold open and they just ordered the episode wrong.
Maybe. It was weird to throw that in at the, I guess that the documentary ad thing was probably this flashing sign going, hey man, we're in the home stretch.
Yeah, which was thankful for me. But then the next one, God, The Farm was next.
Now, I am not a big fan of The Farm, so.
Yeah, look, it was awful. I have like a quarter of the notes on this episode. Cool seeing Tom Middletick, however you say his name, is Dwight's brother. Weird play with Dwight going around throwing in dirt in everybody's faces and inviting Oscar of all people to the funeral.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, maybe look, we learned Oscar's in the paper spinoff, so maybe he was going to be in The Farm. And then Todd Packer shows back up, claiming all sorts of stuff. Continues to talk about Pam's boobs. I don't know what the obsession on this show is with her rack. It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
And then Dwight's sister shows up, and they all just do facts at the funeral. They shoot the person they're burying like 100 times. My notes are no idea why this episode exists.
It literally was supposed to be a backdoor pilot to The Farm.
I got it. I understand why The Farm didn't get picked up.
Yep.
And then Todd gets the office all with cupcakes to make him feel better. They're all drugs and laxatives, which they all ate because they're all scumbags. Except Pam. And then the next day, Pam decides to eat it.
Right.
And Kevin and Andy, the Kevin and Andy clip of them in the office overnight, losing it on drugs was great.
That was great.
And then Packer goes to Philly to give the things to Dwight or Daryl and Jim, and then we never go back to that. So we don't know if they had it or not.
They absolutely.
And then Dwight gets the new farm, which, as we've said, is the setup for The Farm, I guess.
Yes.
I'll burn through these next two because I'm even tired of hearing you talk about The Office. We got promos. Phyllis listening to 50 Shades of Grey in the office, getting all worked up.
That was a good opener.
That was a good opener when Dwight dumps the bucket of water on her. Andy takes away her iPod, and then he's listening to it and gets doused with water. That was actually funny. Then Clark's still in Jim's desk, but only when Jim's in Philly, so I don't know where he sits when Jim comes back. I guess he goes back to being an intern. I don't know.
Well, he goes back to the annex.
Yeah, as a sales guy.
Right.
Okay, sure. And then we get all this stuff with Dwight's new girlfriend, Esther's dad, went to buy a tractor. Jim's meeting with Ryan Howard, which, look, I don't know why Ryan Howard's acting career didn't take off after this episode. He's so good. I'm kidding.
I I honestly hated that whole part.
Yeah, look,
It
good
was
for Ryan Howard.
2013. But it was yeah, good for Ryan Howard, and I'm a huge Phillies fan. But this aired in April of 2013. I mean,
he was
Ryan Howard's baseball career was basically over at that point.
Yeah, but he was also doing stints on Ballers
Yeah,
around the same time. You know,
yeah,
there was the thing at that time. It was everybody was going to doing things.
yeah.
Um,
And they had the guy with the same name, so it makes sense to
Yeah.
actually try and get him in there at some
because Pam thought it was the meeting with that Ryan
right.
because Pam's an idiot.
Yes.
Um, and then we get the whole office watching the documentary. Kevin's like, I didn't know it was a documentary. Watching all the different language promos, you see Angela and Dwight doing it all the time, coming through. It's great. Then they find out they need to start asking questions about how much footage was actually shot. Clark's a big hit with all the farm girls. And then Clark being smarter. Again, like all of a sudden they started writing Clark's character not as crap. And he figures out with Dwight that, hey, they're trying to scam you. And they do all this stuff because he's like, they wouldn't ask me about buying a, whatever it was, a drill or something. He's like, I don't even know what this is. An auger. That's what it is.
Auger. I didn't even have to look that up, bro.
That's impressive.
That's right here.
Then Pete asked Pam to call Brian. The microphone, her microphone whore. Lover, whatever he is. Andy goes down the rabbit hole of responding to all the comments online, which is really just Nelly trolling him, which that's great. But even Nelly, Nelly's like halfway written off the show by this point. But they kept her around. I guess they signed a contract for 2 years with her. And Pam knows right where Brian lives and shows up at his apartment because she's a scumbag. And then right away starts drinking beers with him and asks him for relationship advice. Nothing shady about Pam at all.
No.
And then here's the thing. Everybody in the office is like, I didn't know we were getting into this with documentary. There's no way Oscar didn't read every word of fine print on this documentary.
Well,
and know everything that they were going to shoot and know everything that was going on.
I will tell you that actually comes up in the paper. Please continue.
Okay.
That actually comes up in the paper.
And then we get more of the Ryan Howard stuff with him, making them read the script for Big Piece.
Horrible.
And my note here was, I can't imagine why this didn't launch his acting career.
Yeah. ...
And then Angela and Oscar called the sender to tell him about the documentary. Which then leads us to Stairmageddon. Which Dwight's taking the elevator out of order, so everybody has to take the stairs. It's Stanley's struggling with it the most. But Dwight wants him to go out on a sales call, so he has to figure out a way to get Stanley to go on this sales meeting. So he knocks him out and used a bull tranquilizer. Because, yeah, this whole episode's just a waste.
Yep.
You get that. They throw him down the stairs with bubble wrap, and him and Clark take him to the meeting, and Stanley closes the meeting because he's all doped up. Andy gets signed by Roseanne Barr as a talent agent because he thinks he's going to be famous being a talent because they liked his singing on YouTube. And wants to be the Lisa Loeb of his generation. And the documentary calls out the senator, who then goes on TV and is like, hey, I hate the female body. It's charmless. And thanks, Oscar, for making me find myself out. And I'm banging my chief of staff. And that's that whole episode. Like I said, waste of an episode. So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
It's 5 or 6 to go. Thank God.
You have 1, 2, 3,
4
4
episodes
5,
left.
So you have
4
2
left.
regular episodes and 2 double episodes.
Great. So next week we will finally wrap up The Office.
That's
Thank
people
God.
are happy for that.
Yeah, and people will be able to want to listen to the whole show again. It'll be great.
I didn't watch Gen V yet. I had a really rough week between the water thing and the hockey thing. I'm going to start Gen V this week. So
that works. So yeah, quick on those. First 3 episodes of Gen V are great.
Good.
It's not quite back to form, but it's doing a lot more setup. What's his name? Hamish. What's his name that plays it? He's the voice of Hamish Linklater.
Okay.
As the new dean is brilliant.
Great.
Probably
Great at
one of the
start.
best characters we've gotten in a while. Like mystery and just plays it so menacingly. The guy was fantastic on Legion.
Okay, cool.
You know who he is. He's the doctor that was at the end of the last season. He was in New Adventures of Old Christine. He was in Legion, Crazy Ones. He is the voice of Batman in the new Batman: The Cape Crusader show. Yeah, if you look him up, you'll be like, oh, that guy. But yeah, he's been in a ton of things. He's great. I'm enjoying him so far.
Okay.
And that's been good. Only Murders in the Building came back. That's probably one of its best runs that it's doing right now. Especially with some of the new people we get introduced to. Renee Zellweger is showing up this season.
Oh, I know him.
100%, right? Like the minute you looked at me, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of the new characters they brought in Only Murders in the Building, like they somehow keep finding a way to make it new and fresh and something different, which is amazing that they keep managing to pull off. But some of the people they just brought in this season are super fun. I think this is the last season. Is their plan, but they got in God, why can't I remember people's names right now? Beanie Feldstein's on the show now. Richard Kine's back this season. Christoph Waltz, that's who it is.
Okay.
Is brilliant. Logan Lerman is great in this. Who I keep seeing and I'm like, I know who this guy is, but I don't. He was Percy Jackson in the movie years ago. He's in Fury. He's in Perks of a Wallflower. He's really good, is what he's doing. Who's Paul Rudd's the next husband in Ant-Man? The guy that replaced him. Why can't I remember his name? It's driving me nuts.
Corey.
Nope.
Wait.
Nope.
In Ant-Man.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, Bobby Cannavale.
Bobby Cannavale.
He's great in Only Murders in the Building.
He's great in everything.
He does some spots in it, but like, yeah, the cast like gets better every season, and they find new creative ways of writing stuff. So go check that out. I did watch Thursday Night Murder Club.
Hey, you watched a lot of stuff. I didn't watch.
It was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks. I had some time. Thursday Night Murder Club. Go watch that too. That's super fun. I think they'll do more. They'll have to do them quickly because it stars Ben Kingsley and Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren. So
Right.
not a lot of years
No.
to film more shows. But super fun. I enjoyed that quite a bit. The guy that was Lucifer is on it too.
Oh, I know who you mean.
He plays Pierce Brosnan's son.
Nice.
But yeah,
Okay,
like
yeah.
the show's a blast. It was a movie. I thought it was a series. It's a movie.
Okay.
So they can do a few more of those. Like it feels like a movie of the week kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like a Saturday afternoon movie. Daryl Dixon's back. Daryl and Carol in Spain now for season 3. Great. Great. Oh God damn it! I am awful with names today because I haven't thought about stuff. Stephen, what's his name? Tall British guy. Stephen
Hune?
Fry.
Fry?
Nope, not Stephen Fry. Different.
Moffat?
Nope.
I'm just throwing out Stephen.
I know. Stephen Merchant.
Merchant. There it is.
Yeah, who is from The Office in the British version. Does a guest star on one of the first episodes of season 3, Daryl Dixon, and it's a drama, so it's a very different thing for him, and he's great.
Right. He's
He's very dark and menacing and like totally out of character from what we know about what the guy usually plays. He's brilliant in it though. I'm enjoying this season of Daryl Dixon way more than the last 2 so far. So fingers crossed it'll stay good. And then yeah, we don't need to talk about the Labubu South Park episode, but go watch South Park. It's still great this season.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker.
So next week, I would like to mention the Charlie Sheen documentary. I'm not going to do it now because we're running further. Peacemaker. All I can say about Peacemaker is the last episode was a very character-driven episode. It's supposed to set up a lot. From what I understand, episodes 6 and 8. We have 3 left. 6, 7, and 8. Nobody has seen 6, 7, and 8 yet. The media hasn't been allowed to see it. I think the media saw the first 6. or at least the first 3.
First 5.
First 5. Okay. From everything that they've said, these next 3 episodes set up so much stuff going forward for the DC universe. I guess doing exactly what James Gunn said you didn't have to do is you don't have to watch a show to understand a show or movie. But apparently the next 3 episodes set up a ton of stuff. This is a very character-driven episode. It wasn't awful, but I didn't hate it.
Well, we had 2, right? We had 4 and 5.
We had 4 and 5.
We get the history of the door.
That was neat.
We get all the stuff with where's the door go, and I've been listening to the official podcast too, right? With James and Jen and Steve. But a lot of the stuff we get with the Rick Flag Sr.'s character, we get the reveal of Harcourt and why she would turn on him, why she would turn on Chris because she and Flag were a thing, and why she would sign up with the dad. We get some more of the bionic pieces of Sasha or whatever her name. I think Sasha, right?
Sasha. Yeah.
Tanya.
Yeah.
Her. The one who works for Checkmate in the comics. That's
Sasha Bordeaux.
Yeah, that works for Luther and Checkmate in the comics.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's setting up some really good stuff. I thought it was fun. Both these episodes.
They've definitely been fun. I'm really excited to see the reaction of the people that went into the doorway into the new universe. I want to see if it's what everybody thinks it is, and is he going to pull any punches with it, or is he just going to go all in?
Yeah, well, right now it looks like the next episode we get part of that getting them there.
Right.
But right now we have him and Judo Master.
Right.
Well, and we got to speak to St. Cloud.
The Eagle guy.
Michael Rooker's character.
Yeah.
Who I found out through the podcast, that was not originally Michael Rooker. It was originally actually a Native American guy playing the role.
Oh, shit, really?
And then dropped out last minute. And I think within a week, Michael Rooker came in for James Gunn, as he does.
Right.
And he's like, hey, I need you to come play this guy for me. And he's like, all right. And that's why you get a 70-year-old man dancing around naked.
Yeah.
Calling the Prime Eagle. What do you think the deal is with Eagly? I don't know that that's our Eagly.
So you think that's another Dimensions Eagly?
Well, Eagly is the one that led Chris to the door.
Right. Well, Eagly
that was in the door trying to go somewhere.
But he was trying to go into the dimension that Chris goes into, where his brother's alive.
Right.
But there's no Eagly, at least that they're aware of in that dimension.
Right, but our Eagly didn't seem to have had superpowers before.
No, but he is retconning the hell out of the universes. So, I mean, they made reference to Corto Maltese and costumed characters, and it sounded like they made a reference to the Joker without saying the Joker.
Yeah. I think most of the Suicide Squad stuff is going to stay canon.
I think most of it is. I know that I'm pretty sure
the Suicide Squad I think is 90% canon.
Right. The original one is
right. Like there's characters, but there's not
right
content. I don't think we're gonna keep. I think he will recast Deadshot 100%.
I was gonna say, you don't think we're gonna get Will Smith?
No.
But
I think we'll actually get Floyd.
Idris Elba is there.
Yeah, which is fine. That character is not as big of a deal in the comic. Like I remember that character when it was his first appearance in the comics.
Right.
And he was like a dude with like a red bandana wrapped around his face with 2 eye holes cut out and a big machine gun.
The scene. So Rick Flag is either a psychopath or an absolute genius.
When he gives his explanation of like,
yeah.
Oh, I did that all on purpose. It's like, oh, did you?
And so apparently Peacemaker is very central to James Gunn's universe. Like He's a major character. He's not just like this one-off joke character.
Yeah, which is
He's
weird.
A major character.
Because we've gotten so much information about how it was supposed to be Dave Bautista.
Well, and Batista's actually kind of angry that James Gunn hasn't invited him into the universe yet. Now,
But I don't know that Batista would have made it past the Suicide Squad movie. I don't think we would have gotten any of this. We got it because of Cena.
I think John Cena has really developed as an actor faster than Dwayne Johnson did when he came from wrestling. I think Batista also has developed as a really good actor too. But Cena kind of, I don't know, Cena's done it in a different way. Now, he's only got till December, which I think he only has 4 to 6 dates left as far as actual involvement in it as an in-ring performer with WWE. So
I hope so, because apparently they've been doing him dirty.
They did him dirty last time. We'll talk about that on the Relevancy podcast this week. But he's done in December, and that's it. He's not. I mean, I know there's other stuff going on behind the scenes over there, but I think this was a good episode. I'm really excited to see where they take it now, where the next step is.
Agreed. So we will hit up that sooner rather than later. Keep your eyes on it as we work through this crazy fall schedule, because as I said to Frank the other day, whoever decided to do start school and have all these holidays and football and all fall sports all happen at the same time is a sadist.
Yep.
And I hate everything about it, because every day and every week is just nuts.
We're at what? We're at episode 195. We might not see 200 until Christmas at this rate, the way both of us are going.
We'll see if we can work out. It might be some more Sundays coming up for the next stretch, because we both got some stuff going on. So we'll see how that works out. But we will keep you all posted. Keep your eyes on Facebook and on Instagram to get the latest news there. You can follow me at Jack Kid Music. You can find Frank during the week, also on the Island of Relevancy on YouTube. And you can follow him on Gimzack, but you make sure you go follow Geek Spot News if you don't already. Like and subscribe on the channels and the podcast. Tell a friend, and we'll see you all next time.